What is going on YouTube? In this video, I go over whether or not it's worth putting $15,000 worth of spend on your Hilton Surpass card in order to get that weekend free night. Now, if you're new to this channel, my name is Will. I go over travel reward credit cards to help you travel more for less. So consider hitting that little red subscribe button for more videos. Now, I did a video like this for the Hyatt card. It has a very similar benefit. Once you spend $15,000 on that card, you get a free night. And this is pretty similar, but there are some differences between the Hilton's free night and the Hyatt's free night. For Hyatt, you can only use that free night certificate up to category 4 hotels, and they have a total of 8 categories. So pretty much mid-tier hotels. Now, if you want to check out the valuation I did on that, I'll link it up here and in the description below. Now, for Hilton Hotels, you can pretty much use it at any hotel that you want in Hilton's portfolio. I think there are about 40 or so that are excluded, but they have a total of about 600 hotels worldwide. So not that many that are actually excluded. And I'll be sure to leave a list of those down in the description below as well. Now, as the name implies, Hilton's weekend free night certificate can only be used on the weekend. So Friday night, Saturday night, or Sunday night. And it can only be used for a standard room reward. So if you were to go to Hilton's website and you were to try to book a room using your points, you'll notice that they have premium room reward rates as well as standard room reward rates. So premium costs more points. You cannot use your free night certificate there. You can only use it for the standard. Now, once that free night certificate is issued, it does expire after 1 year. Now, a few things you need to know before we jump into the calculation itself. One, Hilton room rates typically range from 5,000 points per night all the way up to 95,000 points. There are a couple that are like 120,000 points, but I think these are just for the very new properties. I think it's only like 2 or 3 that are that high. So pretty much 95,000 is that max. Now, Hilton points for this calculation are going to be worth 0.6 cents per point, and that is based on the point guide as of November 2019. If you're watching this sometime in the future, that value could be different. Now, 0.6 is just an average. So if you say at some of these more expensive properties, it could give you a slightly higher valuation, maybe 0.8, 1 cents per point valuation. As Sebi just did a video on his trip to Maldives where he stayed at the brand new Waldorf Astoria, and I did the numbers on that. It's about 2.7 cents per point valuation based just on a standard room rate. So what I'm trying to get at is, if you were thinking about doing this, be sure to do some research, look at some hotels that you may want to use this free night certificate on, and calculate, that cents per point valuation for that particular hotel, because it could play a pretty big role in the calculation that we do to see whether or not it's worth doing this $15,000 in spend. Now, the Surpass card does have a few bonus spend categories. So you get 12 points back when you spend directly with Hilton, 6 points back with US supermarkets, US restaurants, and US gas stations, and then 3 points back on everything else. So for the sake of our calculation, I'm just going to assume you're going to put all of that $15,000 worth of spend in that 3x non-bonus category. It just makes it a little bit cleaner. And if you do put spend in those other categories, it's just gonna be a little bit extra that you get. Since we can use this free night certificate at pretty much any Hilton hotel in the portfolio, I'm going to do this at a min and max range. So I'm going to look at the minimum redemption if you were to use that free night certificate at a 5,000 point hotel, and then I'm going to look at the max if you were to use that free night certificate at a 95,000 point hotel. Starting on the low end, if you were to assign that weekend free night certificate 5,000 points, you're essentially going to get about $30 worth of value based on that 0.6 cents per point valuation. So that's only about a 0.2% return on your spend. Now, if you were to include those 45,000 points that you actually earn with your spend on the card, you're going to get a total of 50,000 points, and that's going to be worth $300 worth of value, or 2% return on our investment. So not bad, but I seriously doubt most people who are putting, $15,000 worth of spend on the card are not going to be staying at this 5,000 point hotel. So let's go ahead and look at the other end of the spectrum. Now, if you were to assign that weekend free night certificate the 95,000 points, you're going to get about $570 worth of value based on that 0.6 cents per point valuation. So that's going to be about a 3.8% return on your investment. Now, if we include the 45,000 points that you actually got with the spend, that's gonna be a total point value of about 140,000 points, and that's gonna be worth $840, or 5.6 return on our investment. Now, 5.6% return on investment on non-bonus categories is pretty good. So just imagine you were to go to the mall to buy some clothes or some shoes. You're gonna whip out that Chase Sapphire Reserve card or your Amex Gold Card, you're just going to get 1 point back for every dollar on that transaction. And Amex and Chase points are worth about 2 cents per point when you redeem them for travel. So just a 2% return on your investment. But if you were to use your Surpass card, you had a plan to hit that $15,000 minimum spend and use it at a hotel that's going to cost 95,000 points, then you're seeing that you're going to get a 5.6 return on your investment. Now, I am looking at this at the min and the maximum amount of value that you would get with that $15,000 worth of spend, plus that free night certificate that you get with it. But if you are interested in doing this, be sure to look at your own hotels that you may want to stay at to see if it really does make sense for you. Now, like I said before, that 0.6 cents per point valuation that I use in my formula, it's just an average. So if you're staying at some of these higher end hotels, you may get a higher value. So for instance, at 95,000 points, could be worth 1 cent per point. So when you look at it that way, instead of getting $570, you're going to get $950. So that's about 6% return on your spend. So make sure you take that into consideration as well. Now, I didn't include that $95 annual fee in my calculation, and that's because the card does have other key benefits. So you get 10 priority pass visits every year, as well as Hilton Gold status, and among some other little benefits as well. So if you're looking at doing this, you have to look at those other benefits and see how much you value them, if at all, and then allocate that $95 annual fee across those benefits. Now, if you're only getting this card just for this weekend free night, then of course that $95 is going to go completely towards that one benefit. So what you want to do is apply that $95 annual fee to your redemption. So for that 5,000 point redemption, we know that we got about $30 in value. So you're essentially paying $95 to get $30 in value. So a net value of negative $65. Doesn't quite make sense. But if we look at the other end of the spectrum, that 95,000 point redemption, we're going to be paying $95 to get $570 worth of value, which is a net value of about $475. In other words, about 3% return on your $15,000 worth of spend. Finally, if you are considering doing this, just think about the cards that you plan on getting in the upcoming year, because those minimum spends that you have to hit could impact the amount of spend that you can put on this card. Just keep that in mind. I know me personally, I do not have enough spend in non-bonus categories to do this, unfortunately. It comes really close. I think most of my non-bonus category spend pretty much goes directly to Amazon, and I do have the Amazon store card where I already get 5%. It's cash back, but it's still 5% nonetheless. So me personally, I couldn't really do this. Now, I did run the numbers on the Waldorf Astoria that Said we just stayed in the Maldives, the brand new hotel, and you can get a tremendous amount of value here. So you can use your free night certificate here. It normally costs you 120,000 points for a standard room, and it'll cost you about $3,300 per night if you were to pay out of pocket with straight cash. So very expensive hotel. But if you use that free night certificate that you got with that $15,000 in spend, it will give you a 21% return on your investment. So, not too shabby there. But, this hotel may not be for the majority of us, but it's still nice to dream. So let me know down in the comments below, guys, what you guys think about this card. Be sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.